Good morning. It's Thursday morning. Today we're on Psalm 90, and we're going to read about, let's read 11 verses of it. Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You return man to the dust and say, Return, O children of man. For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past, or as a watch in the night. You sweep them away as with a flood. They are like a dream, like grass that is renewed in the morning. In the morning it flourishes and is renewed. In the evening it fades and withers. For we are brought to an end by your anger. By your wrath we are dismayed. You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins, in the light of your presence. For all our days pass away under your wrath. We bring our years to an end like a sigh. The years of our life are 70, or even by reason of strength 80. Yet their span is but toil and trouble. They are soon gone, and we fly away. Who considers the power of your anger and your wrath according to the fear of you? Well, if this psalm sounds familiar, it's because a lot of those lines are used in our hymns. One of the places that people learn their theology is not from lessons like this or from reading the Bible or reading big fat books. It's the hymns that we sing. And so the quality and the sort of hymns that we sing make a difference in our faith. And if we're singing a kind of saccharine sort of hymn all the time, then we're going to have a sort of saccharine kind of faith. And if we're singing a really good hymn that covers a lot of ground, we're going to have faith that covers a lot of ground. Well, all of that's fairly well known and fairly obvious, but here the psalmist talks about how God has been there forever and ever and will be there forever and ever, but we are like dust. Our life is over like that, like a snap. We're swept away like the flood, and our days pass away, even though they're full of toil and trouble and they seem like they last a long time. The years of our life are 70 or maybe 80. So I guess if you live to be 70 or 80, you've won the bet. You're doing pretty well. And so that says that God is eternal, but our lives are very ephemeral. They're just over in an instant. And then we're gone. 1,000 years in your sight are like an evening gone, as our hymn says. But for God, that's just a blink, and then there's so much more time. It says, you sweep them away as with a flood. Well, I remember one time my daughter was doing this project, and it involved stuff about the history of Pennsylvania, which is where we lived at the time. And she got all of her friends over, and they were doing various projects in various parts of the yard. We had one of those building play set things with a little platform and then a swings off to the side. So she put all these toys on the platform, different sorts of people and little buildings of some kind. So she set up this little town, and then the narration came and said, this was Johnstown, and, it's a happy little town. And then they took the garden hose and went and washed all the toys off the platform, and she said, this was the Johnstown flood. Well, I don't think the Johnstown flood was anything like squirting toys off the platform with a hose, but it was kind of funny. And that's what I think of when I see that verse there that says, you sweep them away as with a flood. And they're like a dream. They're like grass that, flourishes in the morning and by evening it's gone. But yet, our lives are important to God. He doesn't say, "Oh, you'll be gone tomorrow. I don't care." He's intimately involved with us and loves us and cares for us and wants us to prosper and flourish and be His people. And so we can take comfort in the knowledge that God cares for us and is involved with us. We take comfort and find our hope in that knowledge. So I hope that you find that hope today, and I hope that you have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.